Safe. Ay, ay, ay. Morning, Doc.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hi.
There's some
Hi.
virtual donuts there if you want. We're celebrating.
Okay, I send my staff over.
Right on. Okay, Doc. So, wow, there's some stuff that happened last night as we have got a bunch of additional easing of restrictions.
Yeah. First, what time did the meeting end last night?
uh, oh, what late?
Late.
7:30, 7:45. So like almost over 2 hours meeting.
Oh.
So it's just a long one. Yeah.
So it was a long one. So what did
But
you guys talk about? The reopenings?
like we opened, like I said from the last time. Last week, we opened. It's just a little bit of time. To make sure that everyone kind of do some adjustment in part of the public and part of the public health, in part the hospital. So if we open a little bit of time, we probably can handle it. We probably will not see what happened to the positivity rate probably by the end of this week from the first opening. So you don't want to open a whole bunch. I hear a lot of people say that, hey, how come we don't open daycare, we don't want to school? I know it's almost the same, but again, you can't open everything all at once. So they go a little bit of time, and we see how we do this week.
So yeah, can you
with the
explain
positive.
the rationale then behind the daycare versus the schools? Is because we're still in PCOR one. I mean, is this really even PCOR one or what is this? PCOR 1 Fun? What? It don't make sense.
Guys, we will. People want the reason that we had to be very cautious about it because yes, as you can see, the hospital they're still in the high 20 range, which is a lot better than before. Okay, we have some nursing staff there for help at GMH. Again, the non-COVID admission at both GMH and GRMC are going up as we expected. That's the second wave after the surge for the COVID. The second wave means the second wave of non-COVID patients. So the hospital are busy. So we're going to stay in people until we feel comfortable that the hospital, at least, that's the most challenging part for us, are comfortable and move forward. And also,
I'm sorry, you
to
said
open.
GRMC. There's people, COVID patients at GRMC.
No, I'm talking about the non-COVID.
Oh, okay.
hurt. That people have stroke and a heart attack. It's just the regular stuff that we see. Typically after a surge of COVID, we have a second surge, the surge that follow the COVID, which is non-COVID patient. So that's what we see in the first wave, and then we see again on this wave. That's what we expected. So both hospitals are very busy. So I mean, you cannot just go out there and open everything at once. So we have to open kind of slowly to make sure that both hospitals can handle it. What's the difference they can in the school? School is online right now, and do online at home. But the daycare is important. A lot of essential worker, a lot of company employee that need to stay at home because they don't have the daycare to take care of their kid when they go to work. So they have to prioritize somewhere, and we need to get people back to work. So the daycare be the first one. It's probably take place in front of the school because the school can always open. After the week or two or 2 weeks down the line or something, when everything kind of settled down, we see a kind of plateau, a little bit rise on the case this week. So we hope that it's just a temporary rise and then it's going to back down again slowly. So we see how we have the positive rate by the end of this week. It's a result of last week opening. So
Right.
see
So,
what
so
happens.
that being said, Doc, I mean, God, and I feel for these businesses, and I understand that the last of the last with the gyms and the daycares have been waiting to reopen. But if you're saying that this the surge within the surge that we're seeing this week is because of the openings we did last week. Wouldn't it have been more prudent to just stay where we're at for at least another week to kind of monitor it instead of just?
Wait, so you're already able to tell that because of what we reopened last week is the positives we're seeing this week?
No. The positive we see this week is not from the opening last week.
Right.
It's too early. It's way too early. The positive that we see this week is something different. That's why I sent a message to Chris yesterday to tell people that, hey, if you're sick, really don't go to work, because what I send to Chris is what we see in the clinic. Okay, I mean, public health will have to tally on the data, but what we see is that people are getting back to work now, and they still go to work when they're sick. And if you have one person sick at the workplace, and you identify them as positive, the whole workplace had to go through this contact tracing all over again, and then they have to test a close contact in the workforce, and then if the employer do not understand that they send the employee back to work, when the test is pending, and the test come back positive, that's defeat the purpose. So that's a message I want to send to everyone, is that if you are sick, stay home, don't go to work, okay? And if a workplace has someone that tests because of close contact, let those employees go home for 24 hours. But the test is very fast. It takes a day to come back, and make sure they're negative before you get the employee back to work. That's very important. And also, if if you have a family member that turned positive in that family, that means that the rest of the other family member in that household should also stay home and inform the appropriate employer that, hey, we have a positive person in the family, because the chances you got to observe yourself, because you might have the virus already, and if you go to work, you're gonna the cycle repeat again. So that's where we see the surge now. In addition to the family, just like Annette say, the family still have some small gathering, and that we still have to see a surge in that one.
Right. Yeah. But now you can have a small gathering because it's okay. Doc, stand by real quick. We're KUAM FM in Agotnia, Guam. This is The Breeze on the link. To our viewers on KUAM TV, hi. Está Jos. Come on over to the radio, of course. We're also on our Facebook Live stream. That's what I'm saying, Doc. And let me rephrase the question, since I was so. We reopened, we eased the restrictions, but we haven't seen the positives come down. You're saying that we're seeing an increase, right? Because people are gathering. But what are we doing? We're allowing people to gather, and we're opening more things. So even if we don't have any data from the easing of restrictions that happened last week, would it have been prudent to still stay where we were at and assess our situation?
We relax the gathering, to 5 or 6 people, and it's within the family. And again, we will ask the public in, being compliant with that and be cautious. If you get together within the family itself, if I take my family to the beach by just our family, it's okay. You won't catch anything because people are away from you. But when you have different family that not in the same household get together, that's where the problem starts.
Right.
You can ease out the restriction to 5 or 6, but stay within your family. That's the key.
But that's not what the advisory says, Doc. The executive order says you can congregate and gather up to 5 people.
Mostly is Chris. We like to say stay within your family, and that's a message that it only takes one person in a different family household that is positive and visit your family, and that's all it takes. Is one incident, and your whole family at risk. So use your judgment. You can't really make it so strict that everyone stay home for several months now. You got to ease up a little bit at a time, and trust that the public is aware of the situation already for 5 6 months and take precaution. It's not a big gathering of 5 to 6, but like I said, I highly recommend that you stay with your family household only.
Uh, Doc, is there a new plan on reopening or anything like that? Because that might help with a lot of people wondering what the hell's going on. I saw, is it the Chelon Parhe Nemlu, the recovery plan, right? Which established the P cores, and a lot of the things that we're seeing reopening are under P core 2.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So
the P cores is out the door. P core out the door.
Does the P cores even matter at this point?
Doesn't mean anything.
The P core one, and I think that we have to kind of change the guideline. When we look at, you have 4 criteria there. PAC still try to look at to see, we're gonna not weight the 4 guideline equally. There's some that will weight a lot more than the other. Okay, so that way we don't have, because we stick with the 4 guidelines strictly equally. You never move out PICO 1. So we still try to kind of weight the 4 criteria, which one is heavily weight than the other, to see there's a possibility we can move off or not. But the hospital is the one that is the biggest challenge. So we have to get the hospital ready, and we have to do the public the contact tracing. Everything had to be very robust before we consider. Those are probably the heaviest weight of them all, of the 4 guidelines, those 2. Last night the meeting was so long just because we really want to make sure that we have a very strong public health ability to do the isolation, quarantine, and contact tracing. That's where we really want to push that. We come up with a lot of metrics that they have to put together, and again, those things we have to have before we feel comfortable to make all the decision of moving forward. But
apparently the decision's we're already moving forward. We are in PCOR 1.fun.
Yeah, we're moving forward, Sabrina, because we can't really close everything, but you can see when we open the business, everything is very small increment.
I'm just saying, why bother having these triggers in PCORs if we're just gonna do whatever?
That's why people are confused.
And that's fine. Maybe just a little more explanation and some sort of a plan to let us know. Because the plan that we have, it's not.
You come out with a plan and you tell people to pay attention to it, and then you totally pervert it and don't pay attention to it, and then you expect us to get in line and do what we're supposed to do when we're just trying to make sense of. Slow reopening. Are you kidding? We flicked the open switch on pretty much every business except bars in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think that's something that we really try to work PAC and public health, and public health have representative PAC guys. Dr. Magronia, I know she's no longer public health, but she's still there because she's the valuable asset for us because her experience in public health. Dr. Ann is there, Dr. Ting Hancock is there. And it's not just a meeting just twice a week with them. We pretty much keep in touch with the director. I'll probably text and email him and talk to him probably 3-4 times a week, because when we have questions, we need to get him on board to talk to us. And even when we have a PAC meeting, when we have to make certain decision, public health is there, the whole team. Sometimes we have, director have 15, 20 people on his team on the call.
Oh, wow, because I heard too.
Yeah, we work with them very closely, and the only thing that we try to work together, make sure that we come up with some number, and we still keep pushing that some number should be out to the public, so that way when the physician advisory could make some recommendation that the public understand more about why decisions have been made like that. So that way there's not much confusion out there. So I
Yeah, but
hope
Dr.
that
Ann was just on like a couple of minutes ago, and she said, "Oh gosh, the Hawaii's numbers are way better than ours," and here we are.
those numbers, the death rate and the positive rate, everything, we have to release to public somehow. You know where they're coming from. Okay, that's very important even for the public.
Oh no, I
and
meant
to
the
provide-
numbers in terms of like public health
Yeah.
participating and giving the numbers to the PAG, and if the numbers don't look good, as a PAG really actually listening to public health.
The public health in the pack, you know, when we make decision there, public health is there. You know, when they have the decision, but you know, remember those decision advisors' decision. That's advice, and you know, and those advice go up to the governor and her council and other business group,
Right.
and you know, they take our advice along with the other group, the business side of the house, and they make a decision based on multiple things.
Kind of seems
know,
like
so-
it's only the business
so-
side of the house that really has the ear.
Sometimes, you know, is followed. Sometimes it's not, just because, like I say, it's not just one advice that she have to take into account what she make a decision. But again, there's a whole bunch of the people that give advice also. So it's a matter of balance, and I don't think that any decision anyone make at that level gonna make everyone happy. You know, what I mean? But again,
Right. Yeah.
I envy her from, and it's hard to be in her place because you make decision and then one group is okay and then a group will say bad thing about it.
Yeah, but you know
this is
what,
not-
Doc? I don't feel sorry for her because you know what? If
this-
you come on the air, you hold a press conference and just explain your decision,
Yeah.
then that's fine.
Not hard.
But to not talk about it, not have any sort of dialogue with the media, answer some questions, just to explain it,
It's insane.
yeah,
Insane.
I don't think that's too much to ask.
Yeah, especially when, Doc, we get public health on before you, and the territorial epidemiologist is saying the numbers are still too high. That, I mean, she's basically saying we're worse off than Hawaii, and it's the governor's call to open the island, and you could just tell. I mean, you don't even need to read between the lines. You could tell that they think it's a bad idea.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. I mean, that's what we want. Them to put out a lot more number, right? I mean, I hear Dr. Lombard before Dr. Ann did the radio show, but Dr. Lombard, based on what release and have his number and his number look better than the state, but then Dr. Ann say it's worse in the state. So I'm scratching my head. So I say, well, you know, which number is correct? So
Right, yeah.
it's the best to have, public health really provide a much more detailed number, so that way everyone in the community know why decision is made. You know, when I don't want to say a number, just like Peter say a number, Dr. Lama say a number, that public health will say something different. You know, so everyone be in the same page. That's why last time meeting is so long, because
Yeah, Pat, please
to be
don't
the
put out
same-
any kind of projections.
so it's something that we have to be to be straight about, so that way we can understand why we move forward. But again, decision move forward, we take into a lot of consideration, and it's very slow. Like I said, I mean, a lot of people are still not happy that some is still not open, but again, they weight everything and make sure that we open a little bit at a time. And again, just like your question, daycare, what's the difference daycare and school? The school's online right now, so we can wait a little bit, but daycare is essential.
Right.
We go back.
It's
So,
essential? Did you
don't-
say it was essential?
Daycare, yeah.
Which one, Rena?
Daycare is essential.
Yeah, I mean, Sabrina, I still have staff that cannot go to work because they stuck at home. There's a lot of nursing staff that cannot go to work because
Right.
they have to take care of their kids.
Yeah.
I'm sure every company in Guam have a lot of people that work at home, which is not that productive
Right.
because they can't put their kid in daycare.
No, I agree with you. They're
Yeah,
essential.
yeah. No, what's more
Yeah.
essential though, a tattoo parlor or a daycare?
Yeah, that's part where the service and is a very low number, and
Right,
those like the tattoo part is a very low number, Chris, rather than the daycare.
Right on.
Daycare, we have to make sure that the daycare worker are safe, and they need to take the precaution, protect the kids, and that's something that they think they have a very, very, very good system, minimize any risk in the daycare. And we're very comfortable with daycare people and open a daycare to make sure that the kids are safe and the parents can be able to go back to work. So, to me, daycare is very essential. We pushed that issue for a long time, and it finally opened. So we are very happy that they did. So.
Right on, Doc.
Any final
but
comments
slowly,
for people out there wondering
Yeah,
what
just
to do?
the final comment is, the governor relaxed a few the beach and all that kind of stuff in the gathering, but we really ask the public really, we all should know already, just stay within your family, okay? And if you have someone else there, just be careful, okay? Wear your mask and just follow the guideline, because we need everyone to follow the same thing for this curve to go down, okay? And again, we're gonna learn to live with this virus, and we're gonna need everybody to help us beat this thing. So please just follow and the guideline, and again, we're looking forward. If the numbers look good, we'll open more business, but again, slowly, okay?
Right on. Learn to live with the virus, but if you die from it, don't worry, you get 10 grand. Your family gets 10 grand.
No. You hear my speech on dying of virus. It's very sensitive.
I know.
We don't need to do more people. I tell you, those people with comorbidity, they can live a much longer lifetime with this
we get it.
COVID-19 tech. So, we have to kind of feel very sensitive to those families that lost their loved one there. Okay.
Of course.
So, okay. Any other question, guys?
Anything else discussed that we should know about?
When are you going to open the bars? There you go. You're going to open the bars. What is that for next week? That's the only thing left. These bar owners are so pissed.
And I know there was a question on here. No dine-in. No dine-in.
Nothing on dine-in, Doc?
We're gonna push the dining. I miss eating out, so
you can eat out just outside.
Yeah, you can literally eat out outside in the hot sun, Doc. Yeah, with the mosquitoes. I did a whole thing on my Instagram. You can eat outside, but you better bring 5 packs of mosquito coil, 3 cans of off, 4 coconut husk, and DDT. Thank you, Doc.
But hopefully, okay. Like get the flu shot. Don't get sick. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Doc.
Have a good day, guys.
You too,
Okay,
Doc.
bye-bye.
There you go.
Have a
Right
good
on.
weekend.